Yo, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to another Betfas video. You guys have been loving these videos, so I'm just going to keep uploading it. And this time we're going to watch Betfas push to number 5 in the world. So, first game going against Coacher IW, and it looks like Coacher IW is playing Giant Graveyard. It is, in fact, a hard counter for 3.0 Expo, so we're going to see how he plays against this matchup and how he's going to win. So, of course, to start off, Betfas just cycling his cards, and we see a snowball, then a minions in the back. Betfas decides to go Expo on the right side, and he just defends with a bowler. Now, in this matchup, you do want to be pretty aggressive because single is probably like one of the easier times to get a lock on the tower, outcycling their giant in the bowler. So here, of course, he's going to go in with an Expo in the middle here and get a knight as well, mini P.E.K.K.A, and the arrows come down, and then minions. But we do see a small Expo connection, so as you can see, he did not have his bowler or giant in cycle there. So we do get damage, and when it gets to double and triple, you just have to kind of perfectly defend all the time while pressuring at the same time because of course the opponent can overcommit. But yeah, so EVO Archer's in cycle here as well. The Witch comes in the back, so we're gonna see an opposite lane Expo. Back to Giant is Coacher, so he's gonna get that down immediately, and we'll probably see Knight in front and then E-Spirit on that Witch as well to make sure the EVO Archer can take out the Witch. Well, if not, pretty much one shot. And we see a snowball, but nice skeletons there for the mini P.E.K.K.A, and we do get a little bit of damage once again. So very good start in single for Betfas. Of course, the best start would be taking his tower, but we'll have this as well. And he's going to keep pressuring. He has the bowler in cycle, but no giant, which is kind of nice. Goes the bowler low as well, and E-Spirit comes down, expecting maybe minions, but he's going to go with the Evil Witch and then Giant in front. So now Betfas going to have to set up with the Archer and possibly a... Oh, actually, these Knight Archers are kind of cooking. No arrows come down. I was expecting an arrows, but does not go with the arrows. Just a mini P.E.K.K.A to protect his Witch, and then minions to snipe the Tesla up high. But a log here, and those Archers got so much value. Now we are back to our EVO Archers. Of course, you'll see Betfas trying to split his EVO Archers always because doesn't want to give Coacher any sort of arrows value. Bowler in the middle here goes Expo opposite lane with a Knight in front. Always a good way to split lane kind of pressure because they do have to defend both sides. And then we see skeletons plus archers immediately for that giant, and we get one Expo hit. Not a lot, but we get an E-Spirit in front of these archers and then Expo opposite right away. And look at Betfas just pressuring so well, not letting Coacher go in with a graveyard at any time, and just trying to keep up pressure, but not overcommitting at the same time. Because of course, if you try too hard, you'll lose kind of the momentum in a way. Because Betfas has had momentum all game, not letting him get any sort of push to go in, or splitting up his pushes just like so. When the Witch is in the back, he goes Expo opposite, forces out the giant bowler opposite lane, and just doesn't let him go with a graveyard. This bowler is going to kill this Knight and Archers, but EVO Archers immediately here. And here's the graveyard from Coacher, but look at that. No sort of... that bowler dies immediately, and he can just go Knight Skelly's E-Spirit, and he'll take one skeleton shot, which is very nice there. And we're going to see a defensive Expo this time. Knowing Betfas, he's just not going to get a lock, so just try and set up the best defense as he can. Nice fireball and minions bowler, and we have the Evo Tesla in cycle, which is perfect. Evo Tesla does full counter a graveyard, so if you do have Evo Tesla in hand, try and place it on the graveyard and not for like a giant or a bowler or anything. Keep it for that graveyard because it is so strong. And it's basically a positive elixir trade. You place 4 elixir for a 5 elixir and take no damage. Especially the graveyard is super hard to defend. But a nice fireball as well. Evo Tesla is still up. We see a Tesla for that giant. Evo Snowball comes down. E-Spirit for those remaining skeletons. And what a good E-Spirit. Betfas taking barely any damage and is going to absolutely destroy this hard counter. Wow. Well played, and I'll see you guys in the next game. All right, we are in the next game. Betfas going against Manish. I think Manish runs bait, and yeah, we see the princess at the bridge after the split archers from Betfas. He just logs it off immediately, and hopefully we'll see how he defends his barrel. Of course, you have the knight ability, and Skelly's E-Spirit can full counter a goblin barrel as well. But yeah, so if you guys are enjoying these videos, of course, make sure to like, subscribe, and comment down below if you want to see other top Expo players such as maybe 7-4, or just want to see more Betfas gameplay. So a nice archers and E-Spirit there, and we're going to see an Expo on offense, but Manish with the rocket, so playing this Logbait deck, which is I think the Riley's like favorite Logbait deck, because it has the Mighty Miner, and Riley's favorite card is a Mighty Miner. So gonna be a pretty difficult matchup, especially with that rocket. Only fortunate thing is he does not have Evo Barrel because he has Evo Princess and Evo Cannon. So we see a Tesla at the bridge here. Interesting Tesla placement, but of course it's gonna stop Manish from going a Princess at the bridge. Or force him to go princess other side, which of course he does there, and or princess in the back. So yeah, Betfas just goes with the knight on top of the princess. Manish gonna have to defend with Skellies plus a cannon. Nice E-Spirit there, trying to catch the Skellies in the middle. Manish goes it with Skellies on like behind the knight on the side, and we're gonna see an early fireball cycle, which is how you need to play. But a nice, that one skeleton stayed alive and did not let that princess get a shot on the tower. So yeah, in this matchup you can fireball in single, but you have to be cautious because you do not want to take any damage at all, because they can outcycle you pretty much, outcycle your log. As you can see here, that goblin did get a one hit, but Betfas with really good momentum here. We'll probably just see a rocket on top of this Expo though. Either way, or maybe not. He's gonna try and just defend this without a rocket. I don't know if I necessarily agree with that, but he'll probably end up defending it either way. He has such a quick cycle and is just able to get back to a Mighty Miter so fast. That fish is gonna go with a fireball here instead of continuing to go in. And this is very difficult. We're gonna see how he ends up winning this game. E-Spirit to try and get a small connection. Of course, Manish is not going to let that happen, and he has the Evil Princess back in cycle. It's crazy how quickly he can get to his Evos. But we see Skelly's Knight and E-Spirit to make sure none of those goblins get a single hit. As you can see, you want to prevent any sort of damage as much as you can. And a nice Tesla there to kill that princess. Manish trying to predict it with a cannon up high, and then Ice Spirit, but doesn't get it down. And we see a Mighty Miner straight on top of this Expo. Then with the princess hitting those skeletons, but a nice knight there from Betfas blocking the cannon, and very good timed E-Spirit archers to make sure the archers don't hit. I mean, the princess doesn't hit the archers, so they can just be logged off, but the archers are still fully like max health. And a quick fireball here from Betfas, gonna get a Expo connection. E-Spirit as well at the bridge, Evo Tesla for that princess, and that is huge damage right there. And this is a perfect situation for Betfas. I mean, I don't know how Manish is going to come back from this. Might just try and rocket cycle. Yeah, it just goes to the rocket immediately, and now he's going to just have to stall these Expos out. But I think Betfas is going to be able to just keep pressuring, and at some point an Expo is going to connect onto the tower. Now he's got an Expo left lane and right lane. This is a perfect situation. Fireball on that Mighty Miner, and he's going to just throw a rocket onto the tower. I mean, he has no other choice. Expo on the right side does connect, and that is going to be GG's. A very nice win from Betfas against a pretty tough matchup. And I'll see you guys in the next game. All right, in our next game, Betfas going against this guy. Wait, is this Ta or? Because he's in the CRL. He has a CRL 26 or 2026 clan. So this is someone in CRL. It could be Ta. I'm actually not too sure. Because I don't know the name, but he is going to be playing the minor Wallbreaker Magic Archer Nado deck. which is a very, very good matchup for Expo. Unfortunately, those 2 bats go towards the tower, but Betfas with an E-Spirit to make sure he takes those out. And yeah, in single, you want to try and prevent damage. It's difficult, though, because, I mean, they have a quick cycle and get to Evo bats really quickly. Of course, Evo Wallbreakers as well. So you just want to make sure to stay safe. And yeah, the Marcher is just able to get so much chip. But actually, a decent Expo, making sure the Marcher doesn't connect onto the Knight and hit the tower. And this Expo is just going to stay alive and is going to get some damage if he does not kind of defend this. And he's going to force out actually the Evo Wallbreakers as well. I don't know about that log. I think the Evo Wallbreakers would have just both connected onto the Expo. If he didn't log, he probably should have just let that go. Either way, this is not a bad situation. As long as you're not down a tower, I think even if you're down 1,000 damage, you can still win this, because in double and triple, you can just kind of go Expo opposite lane every single time, and it's just so difficult to defend for the minor Wallbreaker player. Unfortunately, Evo Archer's going same lane, which is very unfortunate, but we're going to see an Expo opposite instead, of course, because he has the delivery. And a quick fireball here right away. Skelly's to pull the delivery out of range as well. And we're going to see a nice Expo connection here. Evo bats, though, are going to pretty much take this entire push out, and we will have to see archers for those bats, plus E-Spirit, because those bats become like minions when they get healed. They are not fun to defend. But a very good Expo connection. And yeah, he just has to keep up the pressure on that right side, or even the left side, realistically. At the end of the day, it's difficult to choke this matchup, but as long as you have a pretty good start, you'll be fine. So a very nice E-Spirit for the bats, and a perfect fireball prediction for that Magic Archer. I mean, that is very well played, and we're going to see an Expo opposite lane here. Delivery comes down onto the Knight and Archer, and we're going to see an Evo Tesla. This is pretty much, I think, game over. I mean, there's no way. Unfortunately, that bomb tower does hit the Expo, but it is going to connect onto the tower. We're going to see a log here as well. And yeah, I'd be surprised if the opponent continues playing. Might just give up, and it looks like yeah, he's going to give up, and that is a very good win from Betfas. Pretty easy matchup, and I'll see you guys in the next game. Alright, in the next game, going against Nikoko, a very good player, normally plays like Giant Skelly Bridgespam. So we see the Zappies and then the Mother Witch. So yeah, it looks like it is going to be Bridgespam, Giant Skelly Battle Ram, and just stuff like that. That was a very interesting voice crack. But yeah, so of course Knight for that Mother Witch, and defensive Battle Ram here from Nikoko. So Betfas just sets up with the Tesla in the middle. And we're going to see, this is a good matchup if they have Vine. I'm pretty sure this runs Fireball as well, but we see a Bar Barrel, and Betfas is just going to go with the Expo inside tile to make sure that Tesla can help for whatever comes down. And here comes a Giant Skelly. So we see a nice log, and then Skelly's here for that Giant Skeleton. Hoping to get a connection, but it looks like, oh, we do see a small Expo connection. Ghost doesn't hit before the Expo can get on the tower, so we'll take that damage any day. And Knight, of course, for the Royal Ghost. And now Nikoko probably gonna go with Zappies, just like that in the middle. And of course, Betfas gonna go with the Tesla to set up, and Hero Wizard to snipe the Tesla. Probably gonna see a Battle Ram here, and I think defensive Fireball maybe, or just gonna go Archer's Log E-Spirit instead. Get the Knight high as well. It's probably better to do that, because you can get back to, I mean, he's going to be back to Evo Archers. If he went Fireball, then he doesn't have any sort of counter push either. So decides to go with the better play, of course. And Mother Witch comes down for Nikoko. And then the Royal Ghost opposite, but no Knight and Cycle. The pig is pushing the Ghost, and Betfas messes up his Skelly's placement, having to go with the Evo Archers. Nikoko vines them off, but we see a nice Expo here, knowing Nikoko is going to be down a little bit of Elixir, or a lot of Elixir. Has to go with the Zappies on 4 there, but a quick Fireball from Betfas, and then E-Spirit Log here to catch that Bar Barrel. Does get one hit, but this is going to be a very nice Expo connection. Kind of turning that mistake into an offensive expo getting a bunch of damage out of that. So very well played by Betfas, I guess, kind of tricking Nakoko into using his vines. But Evo Ghost and Cycle, we're going to see a fireball here. A very nice fireball hitting the giant skeleton and the evolution roll Ghost. Evo Tesla here in Cycle for Betfas. Very fortunate because this Evo Ghost is going to die. And then the Evo Battle Ram is also going to go as well and help with those archers. We see a log as well. And then we're just going to see Skelly's low for the rest of those barbarians. And that is a good defense as well. Yeah, it is very easy to defend this deck. You just don't want them to overwhelm you or get any sort of vines value. Of course, they're going to vines your archers pretty much every single time. So you want to outcycle them. And now we see a very good defensive fireball hitting that wizard, Bataram, giant Skelly, and then we see Evo archers. He's going to go with the vines, as you can see, always vinesing the archers. So just expect there to be vines on archers whenever they have it in cycle. It's prediction fireball trying to hit those happies. Kind of just doing that. Looks like he's BMing in a way, but I guess he knows he's going to win this either way. Just trying to pull off a really cool prediction. A very nice knight up high to catch the wizard, and then archers to snipe the wizard as well. This giant Skelly is going to die, but a good Mother Witch from the Coco getting 3 pigs on top of the tower. Just going to have to go with the knight and then Evo Tesla up high here as well. Evo Ghost comes down, and the Betfas is just going to fireball all of this and defend pretty well. He's still up 1,000 to 200 damage, so he should be okay. He doesn't even have to go offensive expo. Just going to split his archers, go with an E-Spirit at the bridge, knight in the back, and yeah, just setting up for all his defense. Notice how he's getting all of his cards down as much as he can, not wasting any of elixir, just cycling his cards. Evo archers in the back, getting back to another knight, making sure everything is helping out and contributing in defense, of course. So we see an E-Spirit for that battle ram, of course. And look, he's got 3 archers on the field. Skelly's on the other side to make sure that Mother Witch doesn't hit. And we'll see a defensive fireball here. Very good fireball once again. And that is just perfect defense against Bridgespam. And it looks like Nakoko is going to give up. Oh, maybe not. Just goes with the Mother Witch. But there's 10 seconds left. There is no way he's going to come back from this. And this is a very well played game from Betfas. So if you struggle with Bridgespam, specifically this deck or any sort of Bridgespam deck, hopefully this game helps you out. And yeah, we will cut to the next game. Okay, we are in our next game. Betfas going against Fire King. Fire King does run Slashyard, so not a bad matchup either, but does have the Evo Knight, so isn't going to be the easiest, but I think it's pretty even. So Evo Baby Dragon as well, and a nice log there for that Ice Wizard is only going to get 1 hit on the tower. Also, I've been thinking, guys, I'm going to actually do the chapters because these videos are getting pretty long. So I'm going to make sure to add the chapters for every single game and the matchup Betfas is going against. So if you look at the timeline, you'll see like all the games separated into however long the game is, probably like 4, 5, 6 minutes, depending on whether it goes into overtime or not. And yeah, so Fire King is going to have the Evo Knight and Evo Baby Dragon, but I don't know. I'm pretty sure he has poison. Yeah, he has to have poison. Not Evo, but Hero Barbarian Barrel as well. We just see a knight in the back and then Ice Wizard from Fire King to snipe that Hero Knight. But yeah, I don't know if that Ice Wizard is good. Betfas is just going to go with a Expo into this and then pop the Knight ability. And yeah, we're going to see defensive poison onto those Evo Archers and the Expo. And I think this will pretty much be a full defended. Betfas is not going to get any sort of damage here. So this is, yeah, a pretty tough matchup. Actually, now that I think about it, I don't think this is Expo matchup. I mean, you have the Knight and the Poison. If they do continue cycling poisons, the more you go in, they're just going to get a bunch of tower damage. And they have that Evo Knight, so they can kind of afford to go with like a graveyard poison and then just go Evo Knight on defense, which pretty much tanks the entire Expo on it. But yeah, so we're going to see a fireball right away from Betfas. Not even going to afford to try and go in. He's just going to take the fireballs. And yeah, this is pretty much how he's going to have to play. I mean, I think he knows he's not going to get any sort of connection whatsoever. So he's just going to play the fireball cycle game. And we see an Expo, but Betfas is back to Evo Tesla. And notice how Fire King just went with the Graveyard Poison. He's back to Evo Knight. So he's just going to get an Evo Knight down for this Expo as soon as the there you go, Evo Knight, and it's pretty much gonna fully defend. Oop, make sure to charge my phone. 20% battery, but yeah, we just see a Tesla up here to snipe the Knight, but of course Beth is not gonna get any damage, so having to he's gonna have to defend the graveyards as perfectly as he can and fireball cycle while going at the same time. I mean, you're allowed to go in on the right side, because it'll pretty much even out the tower damage if he goes poison on the tower. Decides to go poison on one of these Evo Archers because the other one goes opposite lane. Still hoping for a connection. And he's just going to go in again because as long as he doesn't poison his tower, I think it's okay. You're just pressuring and you're not letting the opponent go in with a graveyard or giving them any sort of momentum. So a nice log on that tombstone, and Expo is going to connect onto the tower. Fire King actually low on elixir, going to get the poison down as early as possible, and that is going to be an insane connection. Actually, Betfas is just going to go in again because that poison was very aggressive. Tries to fireball the tombstone, but Fire King just goes with the Ice Wiz instead. Another funny prediction fireball. That's twice in a row, which is really funny to see, but Betfas was up a lot of elixir there. And I think it's an okay play to make, considering if you do hit it, you pretty much win the game. If you don't, you're not even down that much because he was already up in that situation. But we see a Graveyard and Baby Dragon, and wow, that actually gets a lot of damage. And now Betfas is not in that much of a lead. So he's going to continue going in and just taking the fireballs on these Knights on the right side. Evo Tesla as well, literally pressuring as much as you can. A good reroll from Fire King on that Barbarian, but we see Baby Dragon and a Knight, but a nice Evo Archers up high, and then Knight as well to tank, blocking that bridge, not letting any of these troops go by. And we see another Graveyard Poison from Fire King. Evo Archers coming down the right side, and he's just going to throw those Archers into the poison. I mean, it's better to get them there than like behind and forcing them to walk, but rather than just killing those Skellies. And yeah, I think Betfas is going to be back to an Evo Tesla here. Look, he's got 2 Teslas down, chipping away. Goes with the Fireball, Archers to snipe that Ice Wiz, and he's going to have the Evo Tesla here. So the Evo Tesla is going to clean up all the skeletons, and that is going to be a very good win for Betfas, taking this completely. And yeah, that is very well played for Betfas, winning by 700 damage. And I'll see you guys in the next game. Okay, in our next game, going against Mohammed Khan here, Mighty Miner immediately Skellies as well. Looks like it is going to be a Hog EQ. A very, very terrible matchup. I despise it, but I think for these top ladder players, they don't find it too difficult because you're able to fireball cycle. So ability here right away, and then an EQ prediction. Wow, that is so aggressive here, trying to get that Hog Rider through. E-Spear comes down, and Skellies as well, and that is, oh, only 1 hit actually gets the Hog Rider, only gets 1 hit. I thought it was going to get 2, but those Skellies come in clutch there for Betfas. Wow. And then immediate Hog Rider, once again, not going to be back to the Tesla. Of course, this Hog is going to get another hit, so basically 2 hits, and that's the thing about this deck. I mean, they can just commit so much, but get away with it because they have a 3 elixir spell that pretty much full counters Expo, which really unfortunate, but we're going to see how Betfas continues this game and comes back, because it's not over whatsoever. Betfas is one of the best 3.0 Expo players, and he decides to throw a fireball and hitting the Mighty Miner, which is so fortunate and funny to see. Mohammed Khan going to go with the yellow card emote on top of that, but we're going to see a Knight in the middle, and then another Hog Rider here. Tesla middle, knowing he's not going to have enough elixir to get a Earthquake down in time, so that is going to be pretty much a perfect defense right away, and he's going to have to respond to this Knight as well. So Firecracker comes down, probably one of the most annoying cards in my opinion. I hate that card, but it does give you a free King Tower activation. But of course we're going to see Khan go in with the Hog Rider to make sure he doesn't get a King Tower activation, and gets another Hog Rider hit. So we are down 1,400 damage. How is he going to come back from this one? Evo Archer's Knight going to force out a lot of elixir here and force Cunt to go with the Mighty Miner ability. Archer's up high here as well. And then a Hog Rider here. Do we see a perfect log? E-Spirit gets a small connection. Earthquake comes down but doesn't fully kill. And that is going to be already enough damage to pretty much be in Fireball cycle range. And we see a nice Skellies to catch the Tesla. Plus the Archers to make sure that Tesla dies. Knight here as well for the Mighty Miner. Goes log immediately in Expo. He's going to mess up and doesn't get his skeletons down on time for that perfect log timing. And that is going to be another Expo connection, giving Betfas the damage lead. And he's just going to continue going in as much as he can. Why not? Evo Archer's up high to snipe the Mighty Miner. And a Knight here to block. And he's going to have to get back to an Earthquake on this. He's probably going to go Earthquake, yeah, up high like that. Sometimes they like to go Earthquake where like you might place an anti-EQ Tesla. But this Knight is getting so much damage and it looks like kind of just going to give up. Just does not want to face against Betfas whatsoever. So insane amount of pressure here. And we'll see you guys in the next game. In our next game, we have Betfas going against Ijihu. Probably one of the best Logbait players next to Riley. And of course, we see a barrel immediately here from Ijihu. Very nice E-Spirit Skellies to make sure that barrel gets no damage. And yeah, so we're going to see, I don't know if he's playing the rocket version. Probably, though, I'd assume. No, he has skarmy. Usually when there's skarmy, it is not going to be rocket. So this is a pretty good matchup, but it is very easy to lose to the evolution skarmy. I think that's skarmy. Yeah, I think I've lost that Evo skarmy multiple times before, where they just get like a Knight and then a skarmy, and then they pop like a last second ability, and that Evo skarmy just runs through my tower. So we're just going to see a log on this Dark Goblin. And then probably just going to fireball this barrel if I were to guess. No, it just goes E-Spirit instead. And I think, okay, well, in this matchup, you're allowed to take damage because it's pretty easy to get a lock. They have Inferno Tower as well. So if you're able to block the Inferno Tower, or usually they'll just go Inferno Tower in the middle. But we see Evo Archers here for that skarmy. And I mean, I'd be surprised. He goes log on the Princess immediately. So, of course, Betfas not even afraid to use the log on offense. Doesn't let Ijihu kind of get any sort of value with his princesses or dark goblins. I'm going to go log and fireball. And here comes the Knight. Evo Skarmy from Ijihu. Very actually smart play because it's not easy to defend. And this Evo barrel is going to get so much damage. But Betfas is still alive, of course. They don't have any big spell for your archers or rockets. So but well played from Ijihu, getting a lot of damage, and we're going to see how Betfas comes back, heading into double elixir here, and has yet to play a Tesla, or, well, there's the Tesla onto that princess there, and we just see Dark Goblin Ice Spirit at the bridge here, Skarmy in the back, E-Spirit, yeah, look at this. E-Spirit for that skarmy, and Betfas goes with the defensive expo. Very, very smart play. This is a good play because princesses, dark goblins can die very easily, and this is like a good way to set up defense to start going in on offense. You just get so much momentum with this, and yeah, it's a very smart play, but a split skarmy comes here and a very good log, making sure that princess dies. And now we're probably going to see an offensive expo on the right side, of course, with that Evo Archer. Knight comes down low, and then we do see a Evo skarmy, a very good log here, hitting that Ice Spirit Dark Goblin and killing the entire evolution skarmy, and having to go with a defensive barrel, but Ijihu doesn't get it down, and this expo is half health on the tower, fully locked. Nice archers here to catch, but unfortunately the princess does splash onto the expo, and now Betfas in a huge damage lead right away, just from that one perfect sequence. So notice, as soon as he went defensive expo, he got a perfect situation, goes on offense, and gets a bunch of damage. Wow, a huge push here from Ijihu, who gets a very deep barrel, but notices it is Betfas and goes with the Evo archers and the log on the left side. Unfortunately messes up his Skelly placement, so this Dark Goblin is going to get 2 hits, but it evens out the tower damage. And now Betfas playing very safe, going with the defensive expo once again, and not going to let EQ get any sort of princess at the bridge damage or any sort of value with the Dark Goblin. But wow, what a play here. A princess knight to shove that princess out of the expo range and get it onto the tower while the knight tanks for the expo. So Betfas is just going to go offensive here. Log comes down, and then Evo Tesla as well, making sure that Skarmy dies, and then we see a Skelly's E-Spirit for the Skarmy. Look at this Tesla popping up and down like crazy. You love to see when the Tesla does that, and we're going to see another expo here, and this is an insane double expo push, and he doesn't get his Inferno Tower down in the right spot, so the expo on the right side is going to connect, and that is going to be a very nice win. Okay, Betfas in his next game going against TR Matthew. I did miss the first minute around, but nothing much really happened. No damage on the towers. Betfas just defended like a balloon push, and that's about it. So yes, TR Matthew playing balloon freeze with both Evo dragons, Evo Eye Drag and Baby Dragon. So no Hero Loon, which is very fortunate. Probably going to have Hero Knight. Okay, yes, Hero Knight instead. And yeah, so this is a very, very good matchup for Expo, because they don't have anything for your archers, of course. You just have to be very careful for an Inferno, Evo Inferno Dragon. As long as you make sure you're good, you can defend in Fireball Cycle or try and get some sort of Expo connection, which is very doable as well. And we'll see how Betfas plays this. Bowler on defense for TR Matthew. And yeah, Betfas here is just going to go with the defensive Expo for that bowler. And then he's just going to probably set up with the Tesla as well as soon as he goes Loon. So Archer's low, gets a Knight for that Baby Dragon, and then is going to go Tesla to pull that balloon over. Make sure it's sniping the Baby Dragon, and those Archers are just sniping everything else, which is perfect. A Barbarian Barrel comes down. The Archers are still alive. I didn't even see that, but Betfas went with an Expo on the left side as well. Log last second here, plus the E-Spirit to make sure it retargets, and that is such a good play. Misplaces the Knight is Matthew, and that is going to be a very good connection. Having to go with the freeze last second. Now up so much damage is Betfas and Elixir. We're probably just going to see another Expo here on the left side once again. Defensive Barbell, because he has no ground cards in cycle, does get the bowler down after he places it, but that Tesla is getting so much value, and as soon as this balloon dies, we're going to see another Expo as soon as he can place it. Here we go once again, just getting perfect sequence and pressure. Evo Archers for that Hero Knight. A Baby Dragon comes down, and then the freeze as well. But the Knight to catch the Barbell, and then the Nado, but the Expo is going to connect once again. And Betfas just going to give the good game. Matthew going to laugh. And yeah, that is GG's. A very good win. And I'll see you guys in the next game. In our next game, Betfas going against Kenji. We will see what he's playing. It goes with the Bandit, and then the Skellies to defend from Betfas. So it could be Bridgespam. Okay, guards as well. No, it is going to be this double Bandit deck. Yeah, this is a very, very annoying deck. We see an offensive Expo here immediately from Betfas. Interesting play. Kenji just going to go with the Hog Lightning, and we see a Log E-Spirit to make sure he defends that. Very nice. And then a Knight Skelly's opposite lane. Very subtle, but a very strong push, because if he doesn't defend that, is going to get a lot of damage. But a Ghost comes down from Kenji, and we'll just see split archers in the center here to take out the Ghost. So yeah, this is a good matchup. Wait, he got Hog Lightning. I mean, he's got to have Boss Bandit as well. There's no way. Yeah, so this one can run Hog Rider. I think it runs Hog Rider more than Ram Rider. It used to run Ram Rider, but Hog is just a better card, I think. So yeah, it is very easy to lose. Also has the Evo Snowball. The double Bandit pressure is probably one of the most annoying thing. Oh no, not Evo Snow, Evo Xe. Sorry, I'm kind of forgetting what he's running, but yeah, we're gonna see how Betfas plays this. Of course, the Bandit ability, Bandit Dash, really annoying thing, but Log just to take out that Boss Bandit, and a good defense once again. Bandit coming down. We're just going to see Evo Archers and then a Knight here. Probably going to go in once again because you have a lot of pressure. And could even go in with an Expo in the center. I wouldn't be surprised if he does that. Is he? No, he's not even going to go in. He's just going to stay passive. He knows he's down Elixir. So he does not go in with an Expo. Just setting up with the Tesla. And Skelly's on top for that Ghost. And then a Bandit here to snipe the Tesla, but a good Archer's low, and then the Knight as well, making sure that XE does not actually kill the Archers either. And pops the ability once again, and a good Bandit there from Kenji. Actually, I think he was going for the Archer, but unfortunately hits the Expo. And I guess you could say that was some sort of Expo prediction. But we do see a Knight and the Archer having to go with the Evo Executioner. Oh, I'm tired. Oh my god. I keep yawning. Evo Tesla, and wow, this is going to be a crazy push here. Boss Bandit going to connect onto the Tesla. Archer's low here. And then a good Knight up high, forcing the Boss Bandit to walk towards. And then we just see a Fireball on defense. Not even going to play around with all of this shebang. Just goes with the Fireball. And then a Tesla for the Hog Rider. Very, very good defense once again. Because it is not easy to defend against this deck. It's very, very difficult. So, well played once again here from Betfas. Gonna get an E-Spirit to connect onto the tower on that right side and is up a bunch of damage. Still has not gotten any sort of damage on the towers. And, wow. Why am I so tired? Archers here. Just getting so much value on top of both Bandits. And then the Executioner coming down. Going to see a Knight low and then Evo Tesla's up high. Anti-Lightning. But a Lightning comes down either way. I do not agree with that Lightning. Of course, Betfas is going to try and punish with a Expo offensive now. Archers up high to snipe both of those guards immediately. And will it connect? No, gets the Boss Bandit down last second. But an E-Spirit opposite plus that Archer forced him to go with the Bandit. And I think this is going to get some damage. No, very good Snowball. Well played. He does have Snowball, but not Evo Snow. To force the Boss Bandit to connect on the tower. And we see another Expo here on the right side. Log prediction for the guards. Doesn't go with the guards. Goes to the defensive Hog Rider. Smart play, not letting him predict. And then just gets a Lightning down on the tower. Expo is going to connect, though. Guards were misplaced, and that is going to be so much damage. Now, Betfas is going to pressure once again. Not going to let him get any sort of momentum. Rather than defending, just going to keep going in and try and get another lock on the tower. Very well played log. Evo Archer Tesla is still alive. Knight Archers for that Ghost on the opposite lane. And this is just insane pressure. Kenji going to go with the Lightning on the King Tower and give up. Very, very well played. So if you're struggling against this matchup like me, now you know how to beat it. And we'll see you guys in the next game. Alright, in our next game, going against Furry Femboyan, funny name, we see an Evo Battle Ram in the back. Just goes at the Tesla middle. Very, very simple play, of course. Logging it off to cycle. And the Mother Witch as well on top of that Tesla. Going to go with the Goblins, but misplaces the Goblins. And just going to go with the E-Spirit is Betfas onto the Goblins. And then the Mother Witch is going to die. That was very aggressive for no reason. And we are going to see an offensive Expo. But Megaknight, Evo Megaknight as well. So it looks like, plus the Bandit. Oh god, wait, this is kind of brutal. We're going to see Archers, Skelly's here. And then I think he has to get a log. Oh yeah, log comes down. And does he get the King Tower? No, messes it up. And the Megaknight is going to lock into the tower. Battle Ram is also going to connect. Has to get a Knight last second here for those Barbarians. And this is going to be a brutal start for Betfas. Maybe a little bit too aggressive with that Expo. But it seemed like he was low on Elixir. But just gets that Megaknight Bandit down like out of nowhere. And messes up that King Tower. Wouldn't be too bad if he didn't. But we are now in the position. And Betfas now has to readjust and try and come back from this. So Archer's low, plus the Skelly drags, and it actually is just going to go with an Expo here, because that was a lot of Elixir, and finally Expo is going to connect. Probably going to see an Evo Megaknight on top of these Archers. I wouldn't be surprised if he does that. Or does he let it go and go all in? Yeah, okay, no, he does go with the Megaknight when he has it, but Betfas is going to take the tower, and now we can see a King Tower activation. There it is, and wow, what a comeback. I mean, decides to take that deficit and turn it into an insane push, has the Tesla and the log for the Evo Batarang, and now all he has to do is defend the rest of the game. I don't think Furry Femboyan has any sort of spell either. Big spell, because it's like some sort of Bridgespam deck. He has arrows, and wow, prediction arrows onto the Skellys, but Betfas goes with Skelly's kind of in the pocket up high there to make sure that doesn't connect, and that is an insane play. Wow, double prediction, predicted the prediction. That is crazy. I've not seen that one before, but very well played, because that Bandit would have gotten on the tower. The Knight wasn't walking up yet, and yeah, so we see a huge push, probably a defensive fireball here. There it is, to take out everything. Log as well, and this Tesla will just take everything else out, the Bandit and that Barbarian. A Mother Witch here, going to go into the opposite lane. Goblins though as well, just going to see archers low, and then E-Spirit up high there. And there's 10 seconds left. There's no way he's going to get the tower. And that is an insane game from Betfas. How did he come back from that and win? Who knows? In our next game, Betfas going against Des Teo. We're going to see what he's playing. I don't actually know. E-Spirit here as well as the skeletons, but nothing is played. So he's just going to cycle his log. We're going to get a Knight in the back. Still nothing's being played, so we can assume some sort of beat down, or actually just goes with the Executioner. And is this, oh my god, the XP is going to line onto the tower and get a bunch of damage. So Betfas is going to go with an offensive Expo, trying to get his damage back. But he has the Bowler and a Golden Knight as well, so it is going to be Graveyard. And that is just such an unfortunate start, but I think this is a good matchup. Nothing for your archers, but one thing you got to watch out for is that Golden Knight and the Tornado combo. Golden Knight with that small little buff where it's now dashing onto the corner of cards instead of the center of it, so it's going to be able to dash a lot quicker. And yeah, that's very unfortunate, as well as that Executioner somehow reaching. I mean, they got to nerf that card. I know it is getting a nerf, but it is just very strong. So we're going to see how he comes back from this one. Archer split here, and just going to go with an Expo in the center. Inferno Dragon prediction there. Very nice from Betfas. And we might see a Fireball. Oh, no, goes with the Knight ability to pull. And that is a very smart ability. No Bowler and no Golden Knight in cycle. So Executioner comes down, and he's giving the wow because he knows he just got bamboozled. And he's just laughing now. A huge Expo connection. It has to go with the last second freeze, but that is just an insane play. We're going to see Evo Archer, Skelly's E-Spirit all at the bridge immediately, and he has to go Nado on top of these archers. But even with the Nado, it got nerfed so hard, the archers are going to get so much damage and take out the entire tower. The Knight as well. Very, very well played from Betfas, knowing Bonet is down Elixir, and now all he has to do is defend the rest of the game. So taking that unfortunate start and turning it around immediately with a very nice Expo, and it looks like Teo is gonna give up. So let's go to the next game. All right, we are in our next game. I did miss a lot of this game, but it is up against Golem. So Betfas didn't get any sort of damage in single, and neither did Deep as well. So we have still a long game on our hands, probably going to go into overtime as well. But now heading into double Elixir, where Betfas is down damage as well. So we're going to see how he comes back in defense. I know a lot of you, even myself, I hate Golem. I mean, it's just difficult to defend, so knowing how to defend is very important. So we've seen Evo Tesla and a Knight to tank for that Baby Dragon and the Mother Witch as well. E-Spirit to chain onto those bats, and a nice Archers to snipe the Baby Dragon. So very good defense right away, and we're going to see an offensive Expo here. Maybe a Fireball on top of that. No, he's not going to go with that. Just going to let it go, and it looks like Deep is going to let this go and go with the Lightning on top of the Expo to retarget that back onto the Goblin Brawler. Getting that Lightning damage as well. If you do fall down in damage, and wait, very well timed Expo goes with the Night Witch in the back, and if the Expo and Night Witch are placed at the same time, Deep won't be able to get a Golem down. So has to go with the Barbell, and that is going to be a huge connection for Betfas to take the damage lead and actually put himself in a good scenario where Deep has to cycle back to a Night Witch and get another Golem. So Very good situation here. Gets that Night Witch in the back once again, and we're going to see a Golem in front of this to kind of look at that Golem placement. Just to make sure that Night Witch stays behind, and Betfas is going to throw a Fireball and a Log. Also a very good play. Just taking out that Night Witch and not letting those swarm of bats kind of take over. So we see a Knight in front and archers. Notice how he's always doing that, getting that Knight to tank and getting the archers low and behind to DPS as much as he can. Baby Dragon almost going to connect, but a very nice E-Spirit, and gets another pair of archers. Doesn't get the Knight down in time, but it's not too bad. Down a lot of elixir. So we're going to see how he gets these positive elixir trades and gets a perfect defense here. Evo Tesla is in cycle, and that Knight DPSing the Golem, which is very helpful as well. I think Evo Archers are back in cycle here too, so gonna get that those Evo Archers very low, and then a Knight all the way up high. And yes, he does pull one Archer, but the other Evo Archer is still alive, so that other Evo Archer is gonna get so much value, and we're gonna see a very nice defensive Fireball. Actually misses the Mother Witch, not the Mother Witch, but the Night Witch. Maybe like finger slip there because it was a little off, but we still have this Knight Archers as well. Gonna DPS this entire Golem, log low, getting back to another Tesla, and we're gonna see probably another Fireball on defense as soon as this Golem dies. And yeah, here it is, bang, nice Fireball, E-Spirit, log once again, and get that Knight to block for those Skelly drags. And that is just a very good defense. In overtime, 20 seconds left, has to go probably Golem at the bridge. There it is, but Evo Archers to snipe the Baby Dragon immediately. Barbaro comes down, re-rolling to kill the Evo Archers, but the Tesla Knight is going to be too much, and there's not enough time for Deep to come back, and that is going to be a very, very clean win from Betfas against a pretty tough matchup, I would say, but very winnable. So I'll see you guys in the next game. Good win from Betfas. Okay, in our next, and this is going to be the final game of the video, going against AKA at 3,600 trophies, or are we 35? I don't know. I didn't really see, but yeah, this is very, very crazy because I think if he wins this game, he's going to be top 5 in the world. So it looks like AK is playing. It could be a Balloon, but I'm actually not sure. Has the Knight and Evo XE E-Spirit. So Graveyard in Balloon is what comes to mind, but we will see Zap as well. So still confused on what we're playing against. And then Evo Skelly's here, so I think it's gonna be Balloon. I'm pretty sure. Or no, you're right. I'm not even gonna assume. We're just gonna let Betfas play this one out, of course. So a log there to take out those Skellys, chip the tower, of course, and we're gonna see an offensive Expo. And okay, Hero Loon comes down immediately, but Expo is going to connect onto the tower, and we're going to see a Tesla here early from Betfas. If they go Loon on your Expo, you want to place that Tesla down as early as possible, just so the Tesla can DPS the Balloon as it's killing the Expo. But a very good start, getting a bunch of damage, and yeah, we're going to see how he continues with this game. Of course, Hero Loon, probably one of the most broken heroes in the game. Gonna get a nerf next season as well because that card needs to go. Hero Loon, of course. The Balloon, even I feel like the base card needs to get nerfed, but I think only the hero. Well, I'm pretty sure only the hero is getting nerfed, like the Skelly damage and the hit speed or something. But another Loon comes down. Tesla right away here. As you can see, now the Tesla is going to stay alive, help out onto this Knight, and Betfas can cycle back to another Expo and go in if he wanted to, but I think he might just defend pretty easily. But we see a log cycle down to the tower, actually back, so we're going to see a Knight in the back from Betfas, making sure early enough so that XE doesn't actually connect onto the tower. And of course in that right corner, but we see a Nado here to make sure that Evo Archer does die. Evo Tesla here, not too close because we don't want the XE hitting the the Tesla, and then we're going to see a very nice Expo to pull the Balloon into the Evo Tesla, and also forcing out cards on the ground here from AKA. That is probably one of my favorite like Expo placements, to pull a Balloon, because like you're pressuring and you're defending at the same time when you have a pre-placed Tesla, which is why sometimes pre-placed Teslas are actually like good against Balloon, because you can get that Expo down. But we're going to see another big push here. Evo XE, Knight, Miner, Balloon all comes down at once. Tesla here from Betfas, making sure to get those Skellys onto the Miner. XE going to die from that Tesla there, and a very, very good defense. And all he has to do realistically is defend really well and make sure those miners don't get a lot of damage. But he's going to decide to go in pressuring, goes Evo Archers for a possible balloon, doesn't go with it, just a night low. Evo Skelly's here as well. It has to get that log down. Miner comes down here on the Expo, but very good E-Spirit there. Skelly's on top of the XC and gets another Expo down. Just going to continue pressuring with the Evo Tesla. Good Evo XC, but a nice E-Spirit log here to DPS this as much as he can. Skelly's to tank one more hit, and he's going to go all in on the right side. Expo's going to connect onto the tower. Just has to get to back to another Tesla. Going to have to go Tesla on top of this balloon. E-Spirit as well. Expo still chipping away on the left side. Balloon doesn't even get a hit. Wow, really good defense there, and now he's up 3,000 damage. I mean, we're going to see a nice bridge block for that Knight Archers there. Tesla as well for the balloon, and then Archers are probably going to help out on the Miner as well. No, they don't see it, but Miner chips away a lot. Miner also getting a nerf, which is not what you expected to see, but it's like a direct damage spell in a way. It's just like it's so hard to catch. But we see Evo Archers to predict that balloon there, DPSing so much, and there's no way he's going to come back. Offensive Expo, going to connect onto the tower, doesn't get the E-Spirit down, and that is going to be GG's. Well played. Betfas is now number 5 in the world. As you guys can see, Betfas pushing all the way to 3,655 medals in, which is number 5 in the world. Very insane for him. If you guys want to see more of these videos, of course, make sure to like. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and we are going to be doing an end season watch party as well, where we're going to be watching Betfas 7-4, Best NA, all of the 3.0 Expo players pushing to see what place they can get. So make sure to join tonight's stream. Of course, it's going to be like 2 hours, 3 hours before season ends. So thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one, hopefully tonight, but more about this videos coming out later on as well. All right, peace.